Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning! Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 3, Episode 18. Coming up today, the Lions win a game they had no business winning. We react and discuss a wild finish in Houston, and we recap Week 10 in the NFL. I'm Anthony Schulte. Joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Happy Veterans Day to those who celebrate.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Shout out my Uncle Chuck, who retired from the Navy in 1987, joined in 1960, and retired from the OSCS as a tin can sailor. So thank you for your service to all of those who served in the military, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, wherever you served. Thank you for your service. Air Force, Space Force, wherever you served. Thank you for your service, and we celebrate you today.
Absolutely.
Right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
It's kind of a subtle morning out. It's episode 18, and it's a cold day, and it's going to be an interesting show today. I mean, no, I'm just kidding, dude. It's a banger.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Bates, you madman.
Banger after banger after banger after banger. WWE.
Holy smokes. What a game yesterday.
What a game. Got us all on the edge of our feet at 11:30 at night. We're going to discuss that a little bit later. I do want to say Happy Veterans Day to my grandpa Girardi. Served in the Air Force, so thank you for your service, and thank you for tuning in every single day, and I will not be adjusting my microphone in honor of you today.
No.
He was waiting on you to adjust that microphone, though, Anthony.
It's fine, just like this. Like this.
That's true.
He doesn't like when I touch it all the time. That's what he doesn't like.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Anyways, so start off with our 3 stars today. I did not forget today.
Good.
I did not forget.
All right.
Start off with our 3 stars. Michael, you kick us off today, huh?
All right. So my third star is going to go to Chuba Hubbard, somebody who I never really thought I'd put down as a star at all. He had a career day, though, against the Giants.
On my bench.
That's right, on your bench.
On my bench.
That's right. 28 carries, 153 yards, and a touchdown. He balled out against the Giants yesterday.
On my bench.
By the way, that sequence in overtime was Matt Hasselbeck all over again. We're going to take the ball and we're going to score. And the first play from scrimmage, you fumble.
Right.
Giants are...
Classic Giants.
Classic Giants. My second star is going to go to Brian Branch. He had 10 total tackles, 2 passes defended. So... not too crazy in the stats, but 10 total tackles is a lot. 2 passes defended. He really showed up when
he was incredible.
We needed Brian Branch the most, and putting last week behind him with getting ejected from Green Bay. So it was a good comeback game for Brian Branch. And my first star, Steph Curry. 37.7 assists, 5 rebounds. At one point in the game, he was 6 of 6 from 3. It's Steph Curry. What more can we say?
Still doing it.
Plus minus a plus 21, and he shot, I think, total in that game, just about 53.8% from 3. He's in year 16, I think, in the NBA.
I want to say so.
But he's still just showing out.
I think the greatest point guard of all time.
Oh,
maybe,
no doubt.
maybe that's a little recency bias, but hey. He's the greatest shooter of all time, one of the greatest winners of all time. He's still winning even with this corpse of a Warriors team. So, Ryan.
I do agree. I think Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. Dad, I think it's time for the Warriors to blow it up, though. So I'm going to give an honorary star to the Herb Streets.
Yes.
Kirk Herbstreit's dog. If you guys don't know, about a year ago, Kirk Herbstreit brought his dog Ben to College Game Day and to Thursday Night Football on Prime and everywhere he went. This weekend, Ben Herbstreit passed away to cancer. It spread to his organs, and unfortunately, they put him down. I'm giving Kirk Herbstreit the honorary star because not only did he have to go through the stuff he did with Ben, but he did the Thursday night game with Al Michaels, which that game was Now, we'll talk about it on Thursday.
How he did that was
and he
crazy.
did College Game Day, and he called the Alabama LSU game on Saturday, and he acted like nothing happened.
I must say, when I was watching College Game Day and they did the tribute to Ben, and he just started breaking down and crying, I started to shed a tear too. That was
that's
just
tough.
losing a pet can be so important to somebody, and losing your best friend like that, and then the day of you go and you call a football game. It's especially when that dog has been there, with you when you're doing all of that for the past year. I couldn't imagine how he was feeling, how he did it. I don't know how he did it, but I mean, major respect to him for doing that, keeping his composure as much as he did.
Yeah.
Like the pro, as George Blaha would say, he's a pro's pro.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I respect his professionalism, and I respect just the fact that he didn't take a day off. He just been passed. He just kept going. Now we have a new dog, Peter, who he's got some big paws to fill, and I hope Peter does well. But that's our little honorary star for it's shout out Kirk Herbstreit and his family. Ben. I'm praying for you every day. You're in my thoughts and you're in my prayers. Anyways, my third star, Isaiah Stewart, who in his first two starts against the Pistons, filling in for Jalen Duren.
Against the Pistons?
Or what?
You said against the Pistons.
Guys, Dad, I know you don't want to hear this, but it's 7:31 in the morning.
It is.
I got to drive 4 hours today. Anywho.
Or like 3.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Jalen Duren obviously was out the past 2 games to an ankle injury. Isaiah Stewart has filled the role. What?
I said what's new, right?
Yeah, that's what is new. Mm-hmm. I mean, Isaiah Stewart filled his role perfectly on Friday against the Hawks. 10 points, 10 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Put up a double-double. Very nice. And then last night against the Houston Rockets, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 steal.
Only had 1 foul in the first half.
Yep. But, man, Isaiah Stewart filling in the role perfectly for now. Second star, Mr. Unlimited. You are now my surefire starter in fantasy from now on. On last night against the Washington Commanders, he was 14 for 28, 195 yards, 3 tuds, 1 pick. His longest ball was 34 yards to George Pickens. He was balling last night in Washington, and spoiler alert for the picks, got the win. And my first star, I'm actually giving it. It's a tie between Joe Burrow, Cody Rhodes, and
you have to say Cody Rhodes every time we talk Joe Burrow.
Whoa!
Speaking of Cody Rhodes, we might have a chance to see him tonight.
Oh, I hope so. That whoa is going to feel great.
Anyways, Joe Burrow versus Big Trust Woo Woo. Let's take a look at Joe Burrow's stats on Thursday. Here we go. 34 for 56. That's some
my starting QB.
428 yards, 4 tuds, no picks. His longest ball was 70 yards.
Best game of his career.
Lamar Jackson, 25 for 33, 290 yards, 4 tuds. Probably the best NFL game I've watched, probably since Chiefs-Rams in 2019. That game was so much fun. Those are my 3 stars.
Joe Burrow did very, very nice as my starting quarterback.
Yes, he did.
So for my 3 stars, we'll start off with the guy that put the nail in the coffin and the week barely even started for you. Jamar Chase is my 3rd star. An incredible day for him. Let me look up his stats real quick. I know he got 55 fantasy points.
Yeah, and
55.
I had to go
55
big ones.
I drew the small stick in the popsicle cup, and I lost because of Jamar Chase.
Yeah, so he got 55 points on your head. That's what won your opponent in the game. 11 receptions, 264 yards, an average of 24, a long of 70, and 3 touchdowns. Probably the best performance we've seen from a wide receiver in a long time.
Wow.
Just incredible. I mean, 264 yards. So that might take 4 games for a good wide receiver to get to that. And he did that in one game. Average of 24 on 11 receptions is absolutely wild. Jamar Chase, my third star. Number 2, Cade Cunningham, with just an incredible performance against the Atlanta Hawks. He had 22. I look up Cade Cunningham, and I get Case Cunningham.
Who's Case Cunningham?
Case Cunningham.
He is a veteran. Thank you for your service, Case.
Oh, thank you.
So in 36 minutes, he had 22 points, 8 of 17 shooting, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 3 straight triple doubles, or 4 straight. 4, 3?
Three. I think it was 3.
He almost got 4 straight last night. That's where I got confused. 3 straight triple doubles. He is up there with the likes of Isaiah Thomas and Grant Hill in the Piston history books when it comes to triple doubles. Incredible performance. The game-winning not only layup, a left-handed layup, mind you, while being double covered in the paint while fading away. An incredible shot. You have to go see it. And then on the other end, a game-winning block on Onyeka Okongwu to win the game. Incredible stuff from Cade. I mean, might as well highlight his night last night, too, against Jalen Bum Green. 26 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 10 of 21 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and a game-saving block again on Alperen Şengün, who was just incredible last night as well. Really unfortunate game for the Pistons last night. We'll talk a little Pistons right now in our 3 stars just to get that over with. A good game against the... You're up by 24 against the Hawks, and you only win by 1. I mean, it was an exciting game. It's a game that you need as a young team to be able to experience that type of winning. But that Rockets game was a defensive game throughout, and then you let it up, and then you come back. You go on a 10-2 run, come back. Cade doing his best to help lead this team. Jalen Green postered Cade.
Hey, who cares?
But,
Cade Cunningham.
Cade is the better player. He outplayed Jalen Green by a significant margin, and Jalen Green is a third option on a fringe play-in team, and Cade Cunningham is the first option on a fringe play-in team. So, who's better? I'll let you guys take a look at the stats and make that assumption for yourself. But on the season also, Cade, 23 points per game, 8 assists per game, 7 rebounds per game. Almost a triple-double per game. And if he keeps doing this every night, he might average close to a triple-double. And he's almost back up to 50% field goal shooting. So, Cade Cunningham, just incredible stuff the past week. I mean, you got the 3 triple-doubles, the near triple-double last night. And he would have had an opportunity for a game-tying shot if it wasn't for Jaden Ivey swooping in and batting the ball away. Trying to be a hero. But
Yep.
That's Cade Cunningham, second star. My first star, we're going to go with just the Lions defense itself. Just play after play. Held them to 2 field goals in the red zone. Held them to 3 field goals in general in the first half when they could have easily scored touchdowns. Yeah, you gave up a few big plays into the end zone for Joe Mixon, but hey, you know, that's going to happen, right? Second half is where the meat and potatoes of this star is. Shut out the Houston Texans in the second half. 2 picks by Carlton Davis. Brian Branch playing incredible as always. Aleem McNeil getting home for a sack. James Houston, an incredible read in the red zone to force a field goal. Was that to force a field goal? And then they missed, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Want to say that game is running together. It was a very late night last night. After that Lions win, we went to the casino.
Yes, we did.
Because I had a little piece of paper to cash out. We'll just say that. Lots of fun last night during
Very
that Lions
nice.
game. However, the Lions defense coming up clutch. That's my first star. Speaking of the Lions won a football game.
How?
What?
A game we had no business
We're
winning.
allergic to losing.
We had no. When I say I was trying to think of what to talk about on this show last night at halftime, I was like, how are we going to talk about Detroit sports? You know, if the Lions lose, Pistons lose, Red Wings look like a dumpster fire right now. What are we going to talk about, right? I thought the game was in the bag. 23-7. The offense looked terrible. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, more than he's had all season. I mean, the fact that your quarterback throws 5 interceptions and you still come back to win the game is incredible. And Jared Goff, I want to give my flowers to you, Jared, because a lot of people are going to be looking at you today and laughing and like, oh, he's not as good as we thought. He's a fluke. There are a select few quarterbacks in this league that can throw 5 interceptions on the road in prime time and put all of that behind him in the fourth quarter to lead game-winning drives. Jared Goff did just that. He put those interceptions behind him and led 2 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. And it was great because most quarterbacks, if you throw 5 interceptions in this league, either you're benched or you're morally defeated. Anthony Richardson he's going to take himself out of the game after 3 picks, let alone 5, right? And it just shows you how much of a leader Jared Goff is and how much of a mature quarterback Jared Goff is, and that's what you need as a championship team. Championship teams find ways to win. And the Lions somehow off the boot of Jake Bates get the win.
It's not about how. It's about how many. And that's 8. 8. We're 8-1. I don't remember the last time we were 8-1. Probably before I was even born. Probably it's never happened before because this team has been through some you know what. But I can't believe that we won. It blows my mind that this team just doesn't.
1954 will be
the last time we were 8-1.
Yes.
Wow. 1954.
Mm-hmm. It's now 2024.
So it's been
70 years.
70 years.
70 years
Since the Lions last were since the Lions were last 8-1.
Wow.
Could you take a look at when was the last time the Lions were 9-1? Because we played Jacksonville.
Getting a little ahead of ourselves, aren't we, Ryan?
Listen,
Jacksonville.
We're playing the Jaguars.
It is Jacksonville.
Did you see the pick that Mac Jones threw last night?
Yes, I did.
He threw a ball to the end zone just to get picked off. It's like he was throwing to his wide receiver, but instead it was a guy in purple and white. Anyways.
Yep.
There's a lot of winners from this game. There's a lot of losers. I want to highlight one of those losers, which is the offensive line. You ran the ball 32 times. You got 105 yards and a tut out of it. Not the best going from the best offensive line football. Granted, Taylor Decker did not play yesterday due to a shoulder injury. I mean, when it mattered most, they showed out what?
We have never started 9-1.
That's changing on Sunday.
Wow.
From what I can see.
But anyways, that offensive line looked pretty bad. I mean, Dan Skipper he hasn't really had a lot of experience this year. Granted, our offensive line all year, for the most part, has been healthy. Sam Laporta, there were a couple blocks in that game where Sam Laporta did help out Dan Skipper, which helped a lot with the run game. Other than that, offensive line looked very bad. Another loser I do want to mention is Terrion Arnold. Listen, man, when the game mattered most in the first half, he got a couple penalties. But he did have a pass breakup towards the end of the game, so I will give you credit for that. A lot of winners, too. I'll give it to Carlton Davis. Like he originally one of your stars, Carlton Davis.
I changed it to Lions defense.
2 picks on the night. Another winner I have is my guy, Sam Laporta. What are you looking at?
Carlton Davis's total stats: 4 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 passes defended, 2 interceptions, and that's from the Lions post-game show on YouTube.
Good stuff from Carlton. Carlton's first ever career multi-pick game. I mean, I thought he'd have at least one in Tampa, but
he did talk about last season around. He was talking about this on the post-game show on Football Night in America. Last season with the Bucs, around this time is when the Texans beat them in NRG Stadium, and Carlton Davis gave up the winning touchdown. And he was talking about how he was coming into this. He was like, yes, we want to win, but would revenge feel so sweet to get back at not only this team, but C.J. Stroud, the guy who threw the game-winning touchdown on me.
And look at that.
And he said, now would the 2 picks have felt sweet? Sure, but it feels even better with a win. And it feels the right way with the win because he got his get back, and he said he had a personal vendetta to get his revenge on this team. And he said also that coming out of the break, remember when Dan Campbell was talking and he was like, we just got to get a few turnovers, man. We got to take it away by chunks. That's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it by chunks. And then Carlton Davis jumps in front of the pass, cuts the out route, and gets the interception. He said to Brian Branch, he was like, right here, if the first time they throw an out route, I'm jumping that. And what did they do? They threw the out route. He jumped it.
He jumped it.
And we got the interception. And I think that's what really set the tone in the second half. It really set the tone. I think that was one of the biggest plays of the game.
It was.
Because it flipped the momentum, it flipped the field, and it really started our comeback. So that was a great play from Carlton, a great mindset from Carlton. I'm starting to really like him. I think we need to extend him. I think he's somebody that needs to be here long term. I think he's earned that. And the first 2 interceptions by this Lions defense that are not named Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph, by the way, or
really?
not by a cornerback. I should say that because I know Nowoski got one. The first interceptions by a cornerback this season. I'm pretty sure. That's what Lomas Brown said.
If Fontu Melifonwu plays this year, he'll probably get an interception.
Isn't he a safety?
He's a safety.
Yeah. So he'd be behind
Guys, it is 7:45 a.m.
It is 7:46 now, yes.
I'm losing my mind. But anyways, last night was a late night. I apologize if I feel a little off. But anyways, besides that, good teams always find ways to win, but champions always find ways to win last minute. And somehow we did it.
And we have a kicker.
And his name is Jake Bates, and he's another winner I have. Nailing both a 50, like Michael mentioned, 58. No, Michael didn't mention it.
I might have just before off air. 58 yards.
58-yarder and a 51-yarder to win. 58-yarder to tie, 51-yarder to
52-yarder to win.
It was 51.
It was 52.
52. They spotted him at 52.
Anyways, I'm getting in my own head. Okay. Just Jake Bates came out to play. Jared Goff did not play the best game of his career.
That was actually the worst game of his career.
He's career.
Never thrown 5 picks in a game in his career.
I mean, somehow we won. I'm still shocked.
To be fair, 2 of them were tip balls, and 1 of them was a Hail Mary. So, realistically, if you're looking at just bad throws that led to interceptions, he had 2 interceptions, and so did C.J. Stroud. 2 of them were unlucky tip balls, which he should not be in his head about. That's not on him. No. The ball being tipped into the air, then them catching that. That's why I think counting something as an interception against a quarterback, that needs to be revisited because I'm sorry, a Hail Mary interception should not count as an interception. Should count as an incomplete pass for the quarterback, and a tipped ball that is not on the quarterback. It's just a tipped ball that lands into the breadbasket of a defender. That should not be considered an interception for a quarterback. He didn't directly throw it. I've always thought that. That'll never get changed. A lot of people disagree with me, but he really, in reality, only had 2 interceptions. And it's going to show up that he had 5, though.
Yeah, 3 really unfortunate picks. My last point is we are the best team in the NFL. It's not the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll talk about that later in the show with the picks, but the Lions, I don't see the Chiefs coming back from 15 when Patrick Mahomes has 5 picks. Jared Goff did that. I mean, he's not going to win MVP anymore, I guess. I never thought he would. I never wanted him to win MVP. I love Jared Goff. He's my goofball, but I don't think he deserves MVP. I think Josh Allen deserves MVP. Personal opinion.
Lamar Jackson.
Personal opinion. But, I mean, now that game kind of took Jared Goff off of MVP talks, which, personally, I don't think he was really an MVP candidate anyways. I mean, he played. This is the best year of his career. He just had a really, 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 really bad game. But we are the best team in the NFL. It shows because I don't see the Chiefs doing what we did last night.
Wow is all I can say. a game we had zero business winning, and I talked to you guys about this off air, but as soon as that 52-yard field goal just went in, both field goals, by the way, inches from either upright.
Football's a game of inches.
Football's a game of inches.
And we won by inches.
He literally, I don't think you could have. I think the ball graced the side on the 58-yarder. I think it touched the goalpost.
I think it did.
Ever
just
so slightly.
Barely.
Yeah.
Just barely. And wow. Before I could even react, I just had to lean back while I was just laying in my bed late last night and just breathe a sigh of relief because I was violently shaking for a long time after that. I wish I was listening to the radio because I'm sure Dan Miller went absolutely ballistic.
Oh, we'll get that compilation
We'll
on
get
YouTube
that
today.
compilation on YouTube. We'll get it this week, and we'll definitely watch it. I think what set this game and what swung momentum is both teams were able to stop and contain the rushing game. Lions only had 105 total rushing yards. Texans only had 56. Lions were able to contain Joe Mixon very well.
I predicted that.
And something I didn't really see happening, because Joe Mixon, he's a darn good running back.
Uh-huh.
He's a darn good running back.
He had 46 yards on the run and 44 yards passing yards. So
yeah.
He, or yards through the air, I guess. So he had a couple big plays. He was very crucial to them in the red zone. He had that big catch and run down to the 1 yard line, and he had that touchdown run as well. So he was he had the 8-yard touchdown run. So he was very, very crucial still. But taking him away, all the length of the field, taking him away for the length of the field, for the most part, as you said, very crucial.
Very crucial. And I think another crucial thing in this game was Lions were able to get to C.J. Stroud. They sacked him 4 times for 40 yards. Mm-hmm. Texans never once sacked Jared Goff. And I think that's a big reason of why this defense won you that football game.
Yep.
They stepped up when they needed to because the first half Texans lit it up. Offense looked like garbage. Mm-hmm. And defense won you this game. You got to, again, Jake Bates, a brick salesman in Houston.
Houston native.
Houston native in his hometown, didn't think he'd ever play football again. Mm-mm. He was a kickoff specialist, a soccer player. I mean, the story just doesn't get any better than that. Coming back into his hometown and stunning the Texans, which, by the way, are no longer undefeated at home.
And we are still undefeated on the road and in prime time.
Lions are undefeated in prime time, 5-0 on the road. You got to find ways to win on the road. And Lions are doing that.
Guess what? The Super Bowl, it's on the road.
This team
knows how to win on the road. So.
Yes, they do.
Very special group of Lions here. You can see it. You can feel it. This team isn't your father's Lions. It isn't your grandpa's Lions. It isn't your great-grandpa's Lions. Well, maybe your great-grandpa's Lions. This team is special. It's different. It's probably one of the best Lions teams ever constructed, if you think about it.
No, it is.
They got to win a Super Bowl first to say it is, because there are some teams that did win NFL championships before the Super Bowl era. So this team is special. You can feel it. That locker room is buzzing right now. Mm-hmm. The boys are playing some good ball. And it's all thanks to Dan Campbell and the coaching staff. I think they're the big catalyst to this. So the Lions, they play next week, 1 o'clock against the Jaguars. We will preview that on Card Guys on Wednesday, so you want to make sure you tune in for that preview. However, after this break, we're going to go over the Week 10 in the NFL. You're watching Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be right back after this.
Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big ticket.
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James?
And Anthony Schulte. I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's.
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, Anthony Schulte here with you on a Victory Monday from Mount Pleasant. We got the NFL, Week 10 in the NFL. Not my best week in the picks department. Went 7-6. Probably my worst week in a couple weeks. But I'm still above 500, and I'm confident about tonight. So I'm still in second place, sole possession. So I will take it. I'm up by, 4 or 5 games on you guys? On you and Isaac?
Let's take a look at the standings real quick. Oh, I lost the standings.
I want to say...
There we go.
Michael's got 97 wins. I have 94. You have 90, and Isaac has 89.
So Michael is in first at 97-52.
Got the first one.
Anthony is second place with 94 and 56.
Got that one.
I am in third place with going 90 and 59.
Got that one.
And Isaac Haffenden, you're going 4 for 4, Anthony. He is 89 and 58.
Call me a Wendy's value meal before COVID-19, baby. 4 for 4.
Can I get a 4 for 4?
And
I missed the good old 4 for 4.
Dude, those are good.
This week I went 8 and 5, and Isaac this week, just to take a look at Isaac's, he went 9 and 4. So I think he's
good
the
week for
best
Isaac.
out of all of us.
He is. Yeah, he had the
Yeah,
best week.
he
So
did the best.
let's start off with Thursday night's football. We kind of touched on this game already. We'll look over it quickly. The Baltimore
Insane.
Ravens pulling out a late game win against the Cincinnati Bengals.
What a game.
Just an incredible game. I mean, you got Burrow, you got Jackson, you got Jamar Chase, all having incredible nights. I think Mark Andrews got a touchdown. If I'm not mistaken?
Yes,
you're
I
right,
think he
yeah.
did. Yes.
Did Derrick Henry get a touchdown?
He got one.
He got a
yeah,
touchdown.
he got
so
one.
the offenses were getting Rashad Bateman.
Rashad
Bateman had the big night.
Tylan Wallace had that big 84-yard catch.
That's what I was trying to think of. Tylan Wallace. Just a good game overall. Very fun to watch.
Didn't Aguilar get one too?
I think
Yes.
Aguilar did get
Yes.
one.
Okay.
And Derrick Henry also got pantsed live on air.
Ah.
And Amazon Prime decided that needed to be a
Yep.
slow-mo replay. So that was also a little comedic relief that night, too. So a good football game right there between the Ravens and the Bengals.
That
Ravens
is
pulled it
a
out.
disgusting act. Shout out Joe Buck.
I saw that happen live. I'm like, oh, all right. And then Amazon cuts back to it. Slow-mo. Like, all right.
Whoa.
All right. They know what they're doing
now.
over
Need
there
to
in the
see that.
production truck. But the Ravens take the win 35-34. I'm assuming we all took the Ravens.
We all
Yes.
took the Ravens.
Except for Isaac, who took the Bengals.
I mean, this is the best football game I've seen in like 5+ years.
Oh, no doubt.
This is offense. I love a good offense.
Yeah.
I love a good offensive battle, and that was just that. Although I tuned in pretty late because of the CMU basketball game,
What a joke.
still great game.
What a joke of a game that CMU basketball game was. But we may be talking about that on Wednesday. A little college basketball.
Yeah.
However, we have the game across the pond in Germany. Panthers and Giants. I picked the Giants personally. But I had the Panthers on a few parlays, and the Panthers, what a comedic game.
This was...
I don't think you could have gotten a more Giants-Panthers game than what we got. Turnover after turnover after empty possession after empty possession, finally gets into overtime, and the Panthers on a fumble. Bryce Young having a pretty decent game and getting a win. Couldn't feel happier for a player than I feel for Bryce Young. Just looking at him on the sideline of that game, when they got the fumble and he could go onto that field, run that clock or run it down to fourth down, try to get as close as possible for their kicker. Great stuff from Bryce Young. Could not feel happier for a player right there. But I picked the Giants.
I jokingly took the Panthers on Wednesday, and then I switched last minute to the Giants.
Man. I picked the Giants, and again, Daniel Jones fumbling or not Daniel Jones, his running back that I can't remember his name.
Singletary?
I think it was Singletary.
Was it Devin Singletary?
It was either Singletary or Tracy.
It might have been Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah.
I think it was Tyrone Tracy, but that is literally Matt Hasselbeck and the Seahawks all over again. For those who haven't seen that video, I'm sure you have. We're going to take the ball and we're going to score. And I think the very first play he throws an interception or a pick six or something. It's just so... That was literally that moment all over again.
This now kind of...
Good on the Panthers, though, for picking up the third win. I'm happy for the Panthers. I mean, both teams are utter dumpster fires, and someone had to win, someone had to lose. Panthers find a way to win, and Giants continue to show why Daniel Jones is not it in New York.
Tony?
Yeah, Tony, what do you got to say about
what do you
this
got to say
one?
now?
All right.
What do you gotta say, dude?
Hey, the Giants are now the worst team in the National Football League, and you're still glazing Daniel Jones? Why? I'm bringing that up at Chili's with you later
Tony.
today.
Yeah, we will see you later, Tony.
We love you, Tony.
The 49ers and Buccaneers.
Just you worship a weird quarterback.
Yeah, you do. 49ers and Buccaneers. I picked the 49ers, and they, off the boot of Jake Moody, lots of game winners.
Yeah.
49ers take the win there. I didn't watch much of that game personally. The Detroit Pistons were on yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So the second half of all these games, did not pay attention to.
I picked Money Moody, shout out Jake Moody, Michigan legend, and the 49ers.
49ers, Jake Moody had a rough day, but he made the kick that mattered the most, the game winner.
And then we have probably one of the worst National Football League contests in maybe quite literally decades. A battle of garbage. As you can see, 12-7 was the final score between the Vikings and the Jaguars. I'm not scared of the Vikings. Cue Home Alone when Kevin, I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared of the Vikings anymore. Final game of the year, Sam Darnold finally comes back down to earth, throwing 3 picks in the red zone, in the end zone. The Jaguars had every opportunity to win this game. They couldn't because they are so garbage. They might be the worst team in the NFL. Shockingly, 12-7, the final Jacksonville. I picked the Vikings, but that game was disgusting.
Yeah, there's nothing really more you can say than what a hideous game on both sides of the end. I picked the Vikings, but this was a game that was a sleeper fest, and yeah, I don't like seeing games like this because this was disappointing.
I also picked the Vikings. Mac Jones, like I mentioned, threw probably one of the worst picks I've ever seen in my life. An end zone shot right to the defender. I don't remember who it was, but then he did the Australian. I can't think of her name. The Australian break dancer from the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who you're talking
what's
about.
her name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I think I know who you're talking about because...
Oh, gosh. Because the defender that did it, Raygun. The defender that caught the Mac Jones pick did Raygun's breakdance as a end zone celebration. I thought that was kind of funny. But anyways, I picked the Vikings. I can say with the Vikings and then the next game, I'm not afraid of the NFC North anymore.
I'm afraid of the Packers a little bit, but
yeah.
Speaking of garbage teams, the Bears look terrible. What? The Bears
in their own house.
Not only in their own house, Caleb Williams got outperformed by Drake May.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, what's going on, bud? Honestly, I don't think it's a talent issue in Chicago. I solely think it's their head coach. His last name is Eberflus. I mean, what are we expecting here? Matt Eberflus is leading a football team. No, 19-3, disgusting performance by Chicago. They're under 500. They've come back down to earth. What is this, 3 straight games lost by them? You could consider their bye week a loss, too, for all I know. Goodness gracious.
Pretty much. They got the Boo Birds as the game ended.
As
People are fed up in Chicago. They deserve the Boo Birds. You got outperformed by Drake May.
And the Patriots.
Who are awful.
Yes,
Just like you. You are awful.
This is the
Caleb
Bears.
Williams, overhyped.
Oh, I've been saying that.
You've been saying that.
I've been saying that. Jaden Daniels is the best rookie in this class, and it's by a wide margin. Malik Neighbors has come back down to earth. Marvin Harrison's had a pretty good rookie campaign.
He has.
Malik Neighbors would be good if he had a good quarterback.
Or he wasn't getting concussed every single game.
Exactly.
And yes, Michael, this is the Bears' third straight loss. They lost to the Commanders on Halloween weekend. They lost to the Cardinals last week, and then they lost to the Patriots this week.
So
wow.
They got the Packers next week. They got the 3 straight NFC North games, 3 straight weeks. They got the Packers next week. They got the Vikings the next week on Thanksgiving. They got it.
I think they could beat the Vikings. That'll be an interesting game.
Maybe.
However, we have the Bills and Colts. The Bills winning 30-20. Josh Allen looking a little off yesterday.
A little
bit. Missed my
bit.
fantasy tight end for a wide open touchdown. Thanks, bud. But 30-20. Not much to say there with the Bills. I picked the Bills.
I picked the Bills. I'm excited. Actually, I'm not excited to talk about this next game.
No,
This next
I've
game
picked the next
is-
3 games. I picked wrong, and they're all very upsetting. Let's
start with
Kansas-
the Ryan Donnelly upset of the week. I just wanted to point it out that this was my upset of the week, and it should have been the upset of the week. Anthony, take it away.
Well, let me.
I'm going to let him do the talking.
I'm gonna. Fix
Yeah, I might.
I had no
shoot.
idea the flag was down.
The flag
It
came.
just came down.
Wait,
It's-
how long has it been since the flag has stayed up
I
there?
think the last time the flag fell was
See,
episode 2.
the
So it's
flag.
been-
The flag is even bracing for impact right now, Anthony.
Yeah, the flag
because
does not want to be here right now.
the flag does not want to be here. And Ryan, I might be with you, dude. I might just push this microphone to the side because
the flag flew. The flags were falling in here, and the flags weren't falling in Kansas City.
no.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
I'm
like I
sorry.
said, no, it's all right. Like I said, I'm going to let Anthony do the talking because he said a very... Oh, it fell again.
What?
Wait,
How? What the frick?
We apologize, folks. We're keeping this
hang in there, baby.
We're going to keep this in. This is kind of funny. But
Ryan says we're not going to edit none of this out.
No.
We're keeping this.
We're a live program.
We're keeping this in.
we're a
here.
live program. We're going to keep it live. We'll do it live!
We'll do it
Best
live.
friend Scotch tape.
Call us Bill O'Reilly. We're doing it live.
Anyways, just to give some context, Anthony said a very passionate rant that we can't say in the group chat because there was many expletives. But
Thanks for exposing that.
Jeez, I mean, I say it too, so don't worry about it. I'll expose myself. But
Before Anthony
is-
gets to his rant, I picked the Chiefs in the picks. I am not happy that they won.
I picked the Broncos to upset the Chiefs. Luckily, the Chiefs play the Bills next week.
This is irritating me.
We're gonna be here for
Something-
a while, folks. So
Something
hang in there,
is
baby.
just happening with the flag. I don't know what's going on, but the tape for some reason just does not want to work today.
I think the last time the flag fell was episode, I believe, 2.
Yeah.
So it's
up for a
been
while.
16 episodes since the flag has.
Oh, Lions just dropped the post-game speech for Dan Campbell.
Oh,
So that's got to be required watching after this program.
yeah.
No doubt.
And I would
That
watch.
better not move.
Say the corner seems to be
Oh, it
taped
fell again.
very well.
Gotcha.
All right. This
All right.
show-
All right.
right.
Now I'm
Now.
gonna push the mic up.
That added an
Here we
unnecessary 3 minutes. All right, so I'm not as heated as I was yesterday, so I'll make it kind of short and sweet here. The refereeing in the NFL, and not only just the NFL but the NBA as well, has been god awful so far throughout the beginning of the 2024 campaigns. Not only has the NBA, and everybody said this about the NBA refereeing, it's been terrible this year. It's been terrible. Yesterday, the refs in the Rockets Pistons game, you gotta be kidding me! Oh my goodness! Why does it keep falling now? I don't understand.
Again, we apologize.
What the
We apologize, folks.
We're-
I don't know what's going on.
I think next time we're gonna use duct tape,
That's not even gonna work with this, man.
or we'll take down the flag. Who knows? Let us know in the comments.
I don't know why it's just not working. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is extremely irritating, and it's just adding time onto the show that doesn't need to be added. So that's great.
Again, I don't want to pull the same song and dance over and over again, but we do apologize. I think we should just take it down.
Nope. Continuity.
The continuity.
See, the thing about
I'm
Anthony,
not letting this flag
and
beat me today.
the thing about Anthony, and I respect the HE double hockey sticks out of him for it, which is he will not back down, in the words of Tom Petty. He will fight for what is his, and I respect him for that.
Flag's not mine.
And the flag is not letting him win today, so I respect that he's fighting the flag. So we do apologize for dead time, and we apologize for wasting a little bit of your time with this flag. Hopefully it stays up.
It won't. I already know it won't. I mean, it's quite obvious that it won't.
Let's be positive.
Let's just hope it stays up for the rest of the show.
Positivity. Let's be positive.
Maybe that's our telltale sign to sort of breeze through the rest of the picks here, but you gotta detail the people on the Chiefs, although everybody knows what happened.
Everybody, I mean, all right, that should stick
Flags stay put.
for now. Goodness gracious, man.
All right, let's see if we can
Let's see if this flag will hold up.
move right along here, and if this flag will stay up.
Haven't had a problem for 2 months.
And now it's
Till today. All right, quickly. The refereeing has been terrible. It's just how it is in the in sports right now. The refereeing's not going to be good. It's just how are you going to play against the refs too? And I feel like teams have to put that into their game plan. However, I need to find this tweet here.
don't forget about the ref that took a selfie with Taylor Swift.
Oh, I'm finding the exact specifics of that tweet.
That, when I first
finding.
heard that, I was just like,
There we
you've
go.
gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. All right, let me scroll down here, see if I can find it. I'm super upset with how that game was officiated. Where is it? Here we go. NFL ref Sarah Thomas met with Taylor Swift before today's game. She is currently refereeing the Chiefs-Broncos game where Travis Kelce is playing in. Thomas was on FaceTime with her family with Swift, making sure they got pictures of them. So obvious and clear favoritism and bias. That referee should not have been allowed to referee the game. She should not have been allowed to referee that game. Simple as. NFL finds out she was taking picture with T Swizzle. All right, great. She's dating a dude on the Chiefs. Favoritism, bias, get her out of here. You should not wait till at least the end of the game. Even then, it's still going to look bad. You should, as an NFL referee, do not show favoritism to either side, no matter what. I don't care if you're the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I don't care if you're the biggest Spike Lee fan. You shouldn't be an NBA referee walking up to Spike Lee, dapping him up during a Knicks game. It looks good right now to me. It's
keeping an eye on it, man.
It's so irritating that there are so many. When an NFL jersey looks like this and you can see a shoulder pad, that's an obvious holding. There's a holding on every single play in the NFL. Holding on every play, sure. But when the jersey's like this, or when the jersey's like this, and it's quite obvious that the lineman is being held, you need to throw the flag. If you can see on TV from the aerial shot that they're being held, obviously.
The flag fell again.
Are you kidding me, bro? How?
It spent a new record 2 minutes.
Wow, this is incredible.
The corner just keeps slipping somehow from that wad of tape.
Folks, if you work for 101.1 and you're in here filming shows, please, and if you're listening to this, do not touch the flag, because we're not saying you did, but from now on, from this day forward, please do not touch the flag.
We're gonna have to get some duct tape or something.
Luckily I have Gorilla Putty, like the brand, like Gorilla Glue. I have putty.
That stuff's really good.
That stuff, like, I have Christmas lights in my dorm, and I've held them up.
I started using it too. It's really good.
I held them up with this Gorilla Putty,
All right,
and
I think I know what the problem was.
What's the
There
problem?
was too much tension. It was pulling away too much.
Uh,
So, yeah, it's going to look like this, but I'll fix that.
Well,
Okay.
We'll get some Gorilla Putty. We'll fix it for you Wednesday, and hopefully Wednesday we don't have the same problem that we're having right now.
Yeah, this is very unprofessional.
Yeah.
We do apologize for this, folks.
We apologize not only for this, but also the unprofessionalism from us. It is early. We had a late night last night because of the Lions. We haven't been on our best. We haven't put our best foot forward this episode. We apologize just for this episode. We expected that we had 2 segments, and somehow one of them took long because of that.
Yeah.
So my eyes will be on the flag during your rant.
All right, well, that's probably about the end of the rant. I'm just really upset with the refereeing and the clear favoritism with the Kansas City Chiefs. They want the Chiefs to win. It's obvious, and they have a cupcake schedule. And the Chiefs have barely beaten the Raiders, the Buccaneers, what was that other team? The Raiders, the Buccaneers.
Raiders,
the Falcons.
Bucks,
The
Falcons.
Falcons and Broncos. Those are all games they should have lost, and they didn't, either because of reffing or because, guess what? They're not that great. They're a good football team. Look, they're a good football team. They're not an 0 for a reason. However, they're not a great football team, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Give them a real opponent. Give them the Lions schedule.
Don't worry, I'm looking at it.
That's maybe 3 or 4. No, don't just look at the flag. Be in the conversation. They're probably a 3 or 4 loss team if they have the Lions schedule, but I digress. Broncos lost. I picked the Broncos. Disgusting. Falcons Saints.
Another disgusting game.
Falcons lost.
That's on Young Wei Koo, and that's on Nick or Kirk Cousins not spiking
Saints
the ball.
finally pulled a win out of their behind, but 20-17 Saints win. I picked the Falcons.
I had the Falcons.
I also had
that was
the
a
Falcons.
rough showing from Young Wei Koo and Kirk Cousins not being aware.
And then probably one of the better games of the season. Steelers and Commanders, 2
Yeah.
very good teams. Can't discredit either of them this game. 28-27. I picked the Commanders. They lost. Touchdown to Mike Williams. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Mike Williams.
I also picked the Commanders. Off game from Jaden Daniels, but Mr. Unlimited finally figured it out. He's back.
Mm-hmm. And then you picked...
I picked the Commanders on this one, so now Commanders are, 7-3?
7-3.
Steelers, I think, are in sole first place in the AFC North?
Yes.
Yeah?
So the Chargers and Titans. Chargers take a win over at SoFi against the Titans. Eagles. Oh, we all picked the Chargers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I
And
picked Jim Harbaugh.
There it is. Eagles and Cowboys, 34-6. Just pollywopped the Cowboys. The Eagles did, and Saquon Barkley didn't even score. So, just blowout. I picked the Eagles.
Big time rivalry game. The ELGSEL Eagles showed
ELGSEL
up.
Eagles.
Dallas is a trash can.
Yeah, tragedy in Jerry's world.
Pentagon, hexagon, octagon, season gone.
And then the Anthony Schulte upset of the week, Jets and Cardinals. I picked the Jets, and I am retiring from having any ball knowledge because I don't. Another.
I just retired from picking the Jets.
Yeah, but I did, and then the Jets won against the Texans. So,
Exactly.
That's also true.
I hate the Jets so much. They're so annoying.
Aaron Rodgers sucks. He's washed. He should have hung it up last year when he was on top of his game, or when he was on a better note leaving Green Bay, and he should have hung it up.
Yep, I picked the Jets. You guys picked the Cardinals?
I picked the Jets.
I picked the Cardinals.
Oh, congratulations.
Haha.
So then we have the Lions, Texans. We all picked the Lions.
Lions.
And then tonight we have Rams, Dolphins. I have the Rams right now. My pick could change. I'm still going to stick with the Rams, though. They're getting some offensive linemen back. We're all going with the Rams, I assume?
Yes, I'm going to go with the Rams.
I'm going the Rams.
All right, well, that is all we have for today's show. A kind of comedic and you kind of saw me get a little. I apologize for my hostility towards that flag right there.
It's just we never really had a problem.
That's never
flag.
really happened, and
It's
that's
never
very
been a
irritating at 8:00 in the morning when I'm rather hungry. So that's all we have for today's show. Card Guys, Season 3, Episode 18 on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Stay tuned for Wednesday's program, where we hopefully can talk some good stuff about the Pistons and Wings. Couple contests to do it for both the Pistons and the Wings. We'll see if they can get back to their winning ways, and of course we'll preview that Lions-Jaguars game. For my good buddies Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and our good buddy The Flag, I'm Anthony Schulte saying, so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. Once again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.